The Mystery of the Haunted Manor. Chapter 1. The Invitation. Emily, a young and adventurous girl, received an invitation to spend the summer at the mysterious and secluded Ravenwood Manor. The invitation was from her distant relative, a wealthy businessman named Mr. Ravenwood. Emily was thrilled to spend the summer in a grand mansion, but little did she know that her summer would be anything but peaceful. Chapter 2. Arrival at Ravenwood Manor. Upon arriving at Ravenwood Manor, Emily was greeted by a strange butler named Mr. Jenkins. He led her to her room, which was in the east wing of the mansion. The room was old-fashioned, with heavy velvet curtains and antique furniture. Emily couldn't help but feel like she was in a different era. She unpacked her bags and decided to explore the mansion. She was amazed by the grandeur of the place, but couldn't shake off the eerie feeling that something was not quite right. Chapter 3. The Haunting Begins. One night, Emily was awakened by strange noises coming from the hallway. She looked out the window and saw a shadowy figure walking down the hall. She quickly got dressed and followed the figure, but it vanished into thin air. Emily thought she was dreaming, but the next day, she saw the same figure again. She tried to tell Mr. Jenkins, but he dismissed her claims, saying that the mansion was just old and creaky. Chapter 4. The Murder. One evening, during a grand dinner party, a loud scream was heard from the west wing of the mansion. The guests rushed to the source of the sound and found Mr. Ravenwood lying dead on the floor with a knife in his back. The guests were in shock and the police were called. Emily was determined to find out who the killer was and started investigating the crime scene. Chapter 5. The Suspects. Emily interviewed the guests and found that each one had a motive for killing Mr. Ravenwood. He had made many enemies over the years, and everyone seemed to have a grudge against him. Emily was determined to find the killer and started piecing together the clues. Chapter 6. The Red Herring. Emily noticed something unusual about the gardener, Mr. Blackwood. He had been acting strange ever since the murder and seemed to be hiding something. Emily started to suspect him and followed him to the west wing of the mansion. She found a bloody knife in his possession and immediately accused him of the murder. However, Mr. Blackwood claimed that he found the knife on the floor and was trying to protect the real killer. Chapter 7. The Final Clue. Emily knew that something didn't add up and decided to investigate further. She found a hidden passage in the west wing of the mansion, which led to a secret room. In the room, she found a diary belonging to Mr. Ravenwood. The diary revealed that he had been involved in shady business deals and had made a lot of enemies. The final clue pointed to a rival businessman who had a motive to kill Mr. Ravenwood. Chapter 8. The Killer Revealed. Emily confronted the rival businessman and accused him of the murder. He confessed to the crime, saying that Mr. Ravenwood had ruined his business and had to pay for his actions. The police were called, and the killer was arrested. The mansion was finally at peace, and the haunting stopped. Chapter 9. The Legacy of Ravenwood Manor. Emily returned home, but the memory of Ravenwood Manor stayed with her forever. She had solved the mystery and had proved that justice would always prevail. The mansion was eventually turned into a museum, and Emily visited it every summer, hoping to relive the adventures.